Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, I want to share with you something I wrote on my Substack. The name of the article is The Secret to Making Your Art Great. You can find the link in the description below. Check it out. Click on the link and follow me there on Substack and like and share the article as well. But let's get into it. Years ago, when I was an impressionable art student, I learned what I believe to be the most valuable lesson in creating art. At the time, I attended one of the best art colleges, and I was privileged to study under experienced professionals in advertising, graphic design, and illustration. Now, the classes were rigorous, they demanded excellence and quality, and I was excited to be there, and I knew I belonged to this institution. So the environment was very competitive, but it was also supportive and nurturing and exciting. So I was gaining new skills in concept daily. I was learning how to think deeply and learning how to develop my thoughts into visual messages that made sense. So, of all those things that I've learned at my time in art school, there was one lesson I never forgot, which is still relevant to me until this very day. Now, I want to tell you this story, so listen closely and you'll definitely glimpse something out of this. I'll never forget the day that changed everything I believed about art and how to create it. It was a defining moment which shifted my perspective on art creation. And our illustration professor, he announced we were having a guest to stop by to talk with us. So there was a sense of relief that filled the room. Our classroom was very intense, so breaks like this were always welcome. Now, as we were sitting around and relaxing and talking, we all expected with some type of wonder of who we were about to meet. A few minutes passed by and our guest speaker arrived. So our professor introduced the speaker and he gave a short story about how he was once an inspiring student who sat with sat in the same class where we were not too long ago. And he gave like a brief summary of the opportunities and job he had gotten since graduating from our institution. And this really piqued our attention. Everyone, and I mean everyone, in our class were constantly talking about what it would be like working in the field on real projects. And now we had someone standing in front of us who once studied in the same room where we were, and we were excited. So that really piqued our interest. And he wasn't the usual guest that we were used to. He wasn't the sharp ad executive type, nor the cocky, tougher than nails personality we all assumed illustrators to be. What stood before us was this quiet, unassuming fellow. He was soft spoken, with a calm disposition, and that contradicted everything I thought illustrators were. All of our professors, and I mean all of them, they constantly prepared us to expect rejection and not to take difficult interactions personally, and also to be confident when it comes to approaching opportunities in the field. And it was interesting to experience this gentle character who looked just like us, who was achieving success while signaling a quiet and meek nature. So, as he laid his portfolio across the front table, he silently gestured with a wave of his hand for all of us to come around him. And we all positioned ourselves around the table to see what he would unveil. And what I saw next left me stunned and full of amazement. As he began to flip through his portfolio, uh, his work was amazing. It was impeccable. And I was just in awe. I don't remember hearing a word he spoke about his methods and reasons concerning the process behind those amazing illustrations. But my eyes scanned this beautiful storybook renderings of frogs in a swamp, and they had so much life. They had character and emotion in them. And I was smitten, awestruck, and just in a trance from the beauty of the skill and the highly skilled work I saw before me. And upon wrapping up his presentation, our guest opened up the floor for questions. And, there was a question about the specific materials he used. Uh, Another one asked a question about how long it took to complete the work. And there were other technical and even business related questions concerning his work. But I had a question. I wanted to know how he did it. And I asked him in a straightforward manner, how did you do such flawless work? And he paused. And that pause seemed like a very long time. He was just looking at me with a nod of understanding. And what he said next changed the whole way I approached art for the rest of my life. He answered my question by saying this: fall in love. Now, there was a silence that hovered in that space between what he said next that made me settle into those 3 words: fall in love. He then explained when he illustrates, he finds a reason to fall in love with the subject. This is how he brings character and emotion into his work. And he didn't need to explain it any further. He just looked at me with a slight smile of appreciation as those words sunk in. And I remember our professor closing out. He thanked our guests, and we got right back to work. However, the weight of those words left such an impression on me that all I can do is think on those words for the rest of the day. And I never saw this artist again, and I never came across his work. But the words he spoke lived in me until this day. This advice, which was revealed to me, I now have the honor to pass on to you. The secret to creating great art is falling in love. If you fall in love with what you are looking to express, you'll create value in your work. The deeper your love, the deeper your connection. You and your subject will become one, and your expression will produce understanding to those who experience your art. I hope that this video touched you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. And hit that subscribe button, hit that supers button. Send me a gift, send me a coffee to keep these videos flowing and growing. And remember, I love you all. Yahweh bless you. Keep creating. Fall in love with what you do, and fall in love with the subjects that you study. I love you all. Yahweh bless. Keep creating. And I will talk to you again soon.